Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 14, Episode 12 of H&W Welders on the Impossible Dream. Now today is something a little bit different because last episode went a little bit long. We're going to have our end of season awards, we're going to have our goal of the season competition. We're also going to have a big look at our squad coming into what is one of the final seasons. Just a big look to see exactly what we need to do. I want to hear what you guys think we need to do in the summer transfer special, and hopefully we'll come to some sort of consensus what we need to let us take that next step in Europe and really, either get out of the Champions League group or go all the way in the Europa League. Let's be honest, that's what we want to do, isn't it? So let's not waste any time. Let's get off to the end of season awards, see who you have voted your Viewers Player of the Year, and well, I'll see you at the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the H&W Welders End of Season Awards! Oh, thank you everybody, thank you so much, thank you, and welcome to the H&W Welders End of Season Awards. I thought this was going to be our year for a European trophy, I've got to be honest. It was going so well, and then Wolves happened, but, you know, let's not let one or two bad games, I suppose, just one. 3-2 away is not too bad. It kind of ruined the season, didn't it? But we were scoring for fun against almost everybody. We took points off Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. It's been a good year. It's been a good year. Progress has been made. So let's thank the boys for their efforts with a big round of applause. Congratulations, guys. But next year, come on, next year's the year. So the first award is the Golden Pen, awarded to this season's signing of the year. And this guy, he's one of the guys that took us to the next level this season, or almost did anyway. We signed him for £2.1 million from Fiorentina. The winner is Manuel Comani. The next award is the Golden Card, awarded to the player with the worst discipline. And this guy, he just wins it every single season right now. He signed another extension to stay at the club as well, so he could conceivably win this for the next 4 years as well. This season it took 10 yellows and 1 red. And the winner is, of course, the centre-back, Joe Kidd. The next award is the Golden Bullseye, and speaking of an award that's won by a player year in, year out, this is another one. It, of course, goes to the player with the best pass completion rate, and for as long as I can remember, this guy has been bringing home the award, probably since he joined the club about 2 or 3 years ago, to be honest, but with a 96% pass completion rate, the winner is, and I say it every season, we've got to play him more often, it's Nathan Lewis! Next year, Nathan, I promise, we'll play you more often then. Well, maybe your pass completion will go down, you won't win the award if you play more often. Think, mate, think. The next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded to the player who feeds the strikers, the player with the most assists. And this guy has been brilliant this season, nothing short of superb. And, well, he rattled up 25 assists in the end. So the Golden Spoon goes to Anthony Armstrong. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to that man we can rely on, the player with the highest average match rating. And when a player averages over 8, I think they're officially elite, aren't they? And that's what this guy's done this season. It's got to be a club record. I should confirm that with the club secretary. If you can, just confirm that for me, please. Hamza, you got nothing to do. It's, well, it's 8.06 as an average match rating. An average. That's ridiculous. The winner is, get back up here, Anthony Armstrong. The next award is the Golden Cross for this season's most injured player. And, well, it was a relatively good season for injuries, apart from Scully, of course, who has scurried off back to Southampton. But he doesn't count anymore. So with 22% of the season missed, the Golden Cross for this season goes to Martin McKay. The next award is the Golden Soother, awarded to the baby of the team, this season's best young player. And if this guy qualifies, he wins. It's as simple as that. The Golden Soother for this season, as it was last season, is Anthony Armstrong. The next award is the Aaron McDade Award, otherwise known as the Golden Boot. And, well, there's only been one winner of this since I can remember. 31 goals he got this season. I mean, that's poor by his standards, isn't it? But congratulations, Aaron McDade. You have once again been crowned the Golden Boot winner. The next award is the Coaches Award for incompetence, basically. And, well, like, you can't give it to a player, can you? One game aside, we've been beyond all expectations this season. But there was one thing that happened that I think deserves this. So, to the scouts who recommended me a defender for £1.1 million, it turned out to be, no offence, McPherson, but, I mean, you're not great, are you? So, it goes to the scouting department. Well done, guys. You've cost the club over £1 million. And now it is time for the award that means a lot in the dressing room, let me tell you, to both the players and myself. It is time to announce the Viewers' Player of the Year. A little bit different this season, and basically it was a player with the most nominations, and there was one guy that did stand head and shoulders above the rest, both literally and figuratively, I think. And it's Please Stay Plea if I've ever heard one. So the Viewers' Player of the Year for this season is, of course, European superstar Venton Holder. Now, before we get to the big one and announce this season's Player of the Year, we do need to take a minute to acknowledge the team of the season. So if you all just direct your eyes up to the screen, you'll see the goalkeeper is Young. The back four is Ellis, Kidd, McGurk, and Hill. Your midfield duo are Kamani and Thompson. The wingers are McKay and Scully. The number 10 is Armstrong. And the striker is, of course, Aaron McDade. Congratulations, guys. You've all had wonderful seasons. Well done. And this now brings us to the final award of the evening, the Golden Star for this season's Player of the Year. And, well, it's been a little bit of an appreciation evening for him this evening, and he deserves it, to be honest. So, the Golden Star, for once, does not go to a goalkeeper. It goes to Anthony Armstrong. So there we go, another evening done with the Welders. It's been, as I say, a memorable season in so many ways. But unfortunately, not all of them are good memories. That first leg against Wolverhampton, unbelievable. We'll get over it for next season. But that brings us to the end of the evening. Thank you everybody in the auditorium. Thank you for you watching at home. It's going to be a big summer here at Tillysburn Park. We're not far away, are we? We just need a little bit of stardust. Venton Holder, if you'd like to re-sign on loan, mate, that would be fantastic. And, yeah, well, we'll see what else we can do this summer. But thank you, everybody, for watching, and I will see you again next season at Tillysburn Park. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Good evening. So there we go. End of season awards are done for the season. Let's have a quick look at this. Signings. McPherson, who we got from Burnley. He is an A- rated signing, which is interesting. Venton Holder, a B-. Oh, I do hope he comes back. 22 goals from 19 starts, and a lot of those are in Europe. McGurk, of course, is joining us permanently, but he was a B- for this season. Surgeon was an A+, which is good, and he's back again next year. Robbie Young was an A+, and of course, he is ours permanently. Sirok, a B-. They're concerned about extra sell-ons, but that's not sell-ons, extra fees, but that's fine. Octavio, a B+. I think he's going to show to be a good signing for us. Kamani, who was signing of the year. Now, he does have a 3.2 release fee. I saw that, and I have taken action already to try and get rid of that. So hopefully next episode we'll be able to say that that is gone. Kavnar was a B-, and he's back next year. De Lauro was only a C+. He's better than that. And Hammerstrom is a B+ as well. Though he hasn't played a game yet, he is developing very, very nicely indeed for us. So very pleased with him. In terms of the transfers out, Zayanetti was a C. McManus a D. Jacob Gill, we didn't necessarily want to sell him, but he's gone off and done okay. And then there's a few others there. Have any of them gone off and done anything major? Not really, have they? Potoknik, still can't believe we got over 8 million for him. Resnicek, we got some money for. And going down, we got 3.6 for Burian. That's a silly one too, isn't it? Infinity, can't believe he went to Manchester City. Let's go and have a look at the season results as Morty decides to join me. Hi, mate. We, of course, won the league at a bit of a canter. Champions League, so close with a better goal difference as well. 11-0 though. Let's bathe in that again for a second. Europa League, it hurts, doesn't it? I don't understand what happened. We were so good against Bâle. I don't know if it was complacent. I don't know what happened, but it's just a shame. The All-Ireland Cup, Morty, you have to get away from the mic, mate. You can't be there. We won that, just squeaked past Dundalk. The Peaky Blinders Cup, we won that nicely as well. The League Cup, we lost in the semi-final, but we weren't taking it that seriously. The County Antrim Shield we won, and the Caramel Wafer Cup we lost in the first round to Linfield, which is a bit embarrassing looking back now, isn't it? Moments to remember. Well, the biggest win was 12-1 against Bainbridge Town. You'd argue maybe the 11 we put past Galatasaray in the Champions League. Morty, you're being difficult here, mate. What's going on? The match to remember was a 6-1 against Ballymena United. And the goal of the season, which we'll come back to, but the game has given it to McKay. Oh, we need to cut your nails, mister. Okay, we've sorted out the cat. So the finances, you can see we've got, we're going up to a 3-star, which is nice. Sponsorship was up. Everything else was a little bit down, which is a little bit surprising, perhaps. Shirts, the main guys are Armstrong, McDade, Brady, Young, and Atwell, which is maybe surprising. Team of the season, we can see that there. It's usually done from the league. You'd have to say Venton Holder is unlucky. Scully, unfortunately, has essentially had his stats wiped because of his going back to Southampton. But yeah, I mean, Ellison, Hill, it would be Kavanagh and Surgeon, wouldn't it? The accolades, now, of course, this again is just in the league, but Armstrong, it was a bit of an Armstrong appreciation evening, wasn't it? We can see everything there. Armstrong winning. Armstrong, 11 Man of the Match awards. We don't give that award out on the night, but that would have been up there. Atwell with 63 passes completed per 9 minutes. And that has been the McQuaid Award. So Jeffrey Atwell taking over that. Some record breakers. Holder with his 6 goals in the Champions League broke a club record. McQuaid and McDade have both added to their appearance and goals records. And of course, the Zanetti transfer of 12 million was a record fee. And competition award winners, the Premiership Player of the Year, McDade, the top goal scorer, McDade, the European Golden Shoe winner, yet again, McDade, and Young Player of the Year for the Premiership was McKay. So I think, is that this season or was that all for last season? I can't remember now. History in the making. It was a wonderful season. And if we go and have a quick look down here, we did set some Irish Cup records. We broke our own record for goals in the competition. Armstrong broke the record for most Man of the Match awards. We finished the season unbeaten. And this is our overall best 11. We'll come back to that in just a second, actually. The where are they now? If you want to have a bit of a longer look at that, just give it a quick pause. Tipton and Mulligan, a couple of names from the past there. The 26, where are they now? Again, you can see that there. And Kocha, Sobowale. Look at these names. Hool, Oscar Thorne, forgot about him. Ebioe, remember Ebioe. Joe Willis, Fitzpatrick, and Melvin Lambert. Anyway, club. So we were expected to score 132 goals. We scored 137. Actual points 106. We should have got 98, 99. We would have won the league regardless. And this is what they want to do next year. Attacking, high tempo, pressing football, which is more or less what we try and do anyway. The dynamics update, McDade, McQuaid, and Armstrong are the team leaders. The end of season team meeting, we will do that off camera. We'll just agree with that because there's nothing we can do about it. All right, now let's have a quick look at the squad ahead of what is a huge summer for us, I think. We should have a lot of money to spend. You know, we've got 30 million right now. Hopefully, we're going to at least that for next season. We've got 52 million in the bank. So it's going to be a big summer, I think. So let's have a quick look at the squad. Now, what I always like to do, we'll see the appearances here. We can see the players that we've played. We kind of know who those are. What I do like to do at the end of a season is have a look down the bottom here and see the players that we didn't really use. Now, there's a couple of youngsters here, which is fair enough. Turpey, we know, was injured quite a bit. Picasso's contract is up. He's not going to get a work permit, so he's done. And then we can kind of see everybody else here that we play. Now, we do play so many games. And it's must be about 64, I think, because the way I can usually tell is that we can see there. I mean, we have pretty much played most of the players. If we just go back to position, there has to be one goalkeeper starting every game. 55 plus 9, I believe, is 64. So it's a lot of games to spread around a squad. Have a look at the goals. We can see there McDade was obviously the top goal scorer, but look at that. McKay went a goal a game, or more so if you just include starts, as did Holder. I'd love to get him back for next season. McCracken went for starts more than a goal a game. You know, we have a lot of really good goal scorers at this club. And now, obviously, that's boosted a little bit by the fact the league we play in, but, you know, you've still got to put the ball in the net. Armstrong was the top assist getter. Look at that, 16 goals, 25 assists from 32 games, and a lot of those were in Europe. That is ridiculous. You can see Napoleon still gets the job done for us. We've got McKay, Lake, Brady, all with double digits in assists. Kamani was up there, as was Tomo. Also, Surgeon. That surprises me. He has 9 assists. And Hill, that's obviously fullbacks getting forward, isn't it? And we can go down and see everybody that got an assist to their name there. Even the goalkeeper with an assist this season. And the average match rating, I mean, you just can't say enough about Armstrong, can you? But McKay averaged just below 8. Lake was up there. McPherson, when he played, which was 1 game, he did a decent job. I still think I'm annoyed at the scouts for signing him, but we'll see how he gets on. And we can go down and see everybody else there. McQuaid's another one. When he plays and plays well. So I think we're going to use him as a number 10, sort of a third choice almost, number 10. The one question I do have coming into the summer transfer special is Napoleon. I do not want to sell Napoleon. But as a backup for a number 10 goes, we could maybe do a little bit better. So we might need to get somebody in. Because there's always the risk as well that Armstrong will leave. He's wanted by Roma, Benfica, Barcelona. So that is always a risk for us. So we've got to be aware of that. And if he was to leave, Napoleon's not the man, is he? As much as I love Napoleon, I'm sure you all do as well. He is not the man to lead us in Europe at that number 10 role. And everybody played above a 7, apart from Ozzioma, who only had 3 starts and is a youngster. Weatherup, who is a right back that I have, I'll be honest, lost faith in. He's not rated as a promising fullback anymore. I don't think he's quite what we need. It's who's he wanted by? Linfield. Do we sell him to Linfield if it helps them in Europe? But I don't think he's going to help them in Europe, to be honest. So that is how everything got on. Now let's have a quick look at positions that we want to sign. Goalkeepers. I'm not thrilled with how Robbie Young did in the Wolverhampton tie, but I think generally speaking, we're not going to do much better than him, are we? And we have 2 very good backups in Amstad, who's potentially very, very good, a promising goalkeeper, and Hammerstrom, again, very good, promising goalkeeper. So I think as far as goalkeepers go, we don't need to sign somebody. And now that's all sort of caveated by the fact that if somebody else comes up, then obviously we'll look to sign them. But I don't think we actively need to look for a goalkeeper. If we look at right backs, Roy Hill has, to be honest, never really let us down apart from giving away penalties in Europe. He's not the number 1 guy. Kavanagh, we know, is back next season. I think he could be the number 1 guy. But technically, he's not quite. He's much better mentally, but technically not quite there. So if we could get a right back in, that's maybe the European right back. Kavanagh plays a lot of the other games. And then Roy Hill, we could maybe even look to cash in on. He has a 1.5 million release fee. I don't really want to offer him a new deal. His contract's up at the end of next season anyway. So maybe this is the summer we look to cash in on him. If we look at centre-backs, Nathan Lewis is still around. He is deceptively good, I think. But would we want him playing in Europe? Possibly not. Joe Kidd is here. He's good positioning. He's a solid defender without being maybe top quality. Ross McGurk, we have signed him permanently for next season. Now I know there was a comment, is he good enough for Europe? He played all 6 games of fouls in the Champions League and he averaged 7.22. So I think he is good enough. And what I do like about him is this jumping reach. He's going to be a weapon for us going forward from a set piece as well. So I think he is one of the pieces to the puzzle in Europe. Vogler is okay. He's still coming along. Would we sell him if we have a decent bid come in? Possibly, but I'd want sort of upwards of 5 million for him, and I'm not sure if we'll get that sort of a fee. And the other one is Octavio. Right now, I'm thinking he could be the other centre-back for Europe. He's a good passer of the ball, which I think is important to keep possession. He's not, and everything else about him is not too bad. It's the positioning that is the problem, but we are working on that, and he's only 18. Do we have another centre-back? Not really, McPherson, but he's not really one. So if we could maybe get a centre-back in to partner McGurk in Europe, that would be something we could look to do. In terms of left-backs, we have Connor Surgeon. Now, I think I mentioned already, he's very good, but is he... We could do better. Now, Ellis is the other left-back, and we don't really have much behind him. Now, Ellis, I think, is worth keeping because positioning a 17, I think there's actually a relatively good centre-back in there. So I don't want to sell Ellis, but if we use him as sort of the backup rotation, can cover a couple of positions for us. If Surgeon is the man in Europe, he's shown this year that he's not the worst at it. He played 6 Champions League games, averaged 6.97, so just below a 7. But I think we could definitely improve there. So left back and right back, I think, are the two. Maybe a centre back as well. Midfield, as I've said before, I'm quite happy with it. Miss Kelly is well, he's one of our own. He's come through the academy, which makes him important for registering squads, so he's going to be around. Thompson, I think, is absolutely fine. Work rate and teamwork and vision and work rate, to be fair, are all very, very good. So I think he's absolutely fine. Ozioma is a good option for the league. If we had to play him in Europe, we would, but I don't think he's quite good enough. Joe McLean is a youngster. He's a right back, so he's not going to feature too much. We go down to Atwell, who, again, I think is useful for the league. He's a good passer, but I don't think he's quite good enough, perhaps, for Europe. And we've missed a couple up here in Kamani, who is proven himself to be very, very good. I'd like him to improve a little bit if we can, but I think he's fine. And De Lauro's the other one who is absolutely fine. So I don't have any problems with our midfield taking that midfield into Europe next year. As ever, if we find a star, we'll sign them. But I'm okay with what we've got. Now, of course, if we look at the number 10 role, Napoleon, we can see him there. As I've said earlier, I love Napoleon, but I don't think he's quite good enough anymore for well, he's not good enough. He was never good enough for Europe. Armstrong's the key, but he could leave us at any time. He has a 30 million release fee, which is unlikely to be triggered, but it could be. So I do think maybe another number 10 is important for us to try and find. Now that leaves us now to the wing. Lake isn't coming back as of yet. Liverpool want 22 grand a week for him. I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced. We know McKay's coming back. McKay is very, very good. And we know that we also have Sirrock, who is our player. So, if McKay was to get injured, would we be comfortable with Sirrock playing in the big games in Europe? Not as comfortable as we would be with Lake. And that's kind of where I'm stumbling on what we do with Lake. If we compare McKay to Lake, we can see there McKay in the green, Lake in the blue. McKay is, generally speaking, the better player. Slightly better on pace is Dylan Lake, but generally speaking, McKay is the better player, which is why we've signed him. Apart from that, the wages are way cheaper for McKay, but that's not the reason. Now, if we go over onto the right-hand side, this is where I think we do run into a problem. Martin Brady is a very solid player for us, but he's not at Champions League level, is he? So this is where we run into a problem. We know that Scully has been decent for us. He, however, has picked up an injury and gone back to Southampton, so we don't have the option just to obviously renew his loan. That has ended. Outside of that, I mean, we're looking at Sirrock playing as an inverted winger. We're looking at McCracken playing as an inverted winger. He's left-footed, of course. And that's really it. Thompson could play right wing, but would we really want him to? He's not the worst, but he's certainly better in the centre of the park. So right wing, I think, is maybe the asterisk position. We definitely need to find somebody that can be the star for us in Europe there. And then we go looking at strikers. And now, as I said, Picasso is off. He's not going to get a new work permit, so he has sort of struck from the record. Fenton Holder, I would love to get back. He doesn't want to come back as of yet. We'll keep trying, but we can't hang our hat on him anymore. So that leaves us with McCracken, who we just saw up here, who is... I mean, he scores goals and he's got a lot of room for improvement, so that's good. Turpey, who's won for the league, and I think another one who's won for the league is the youngster we gave a game to or debut to at the end of last season, Zach Dolan. I think he could be good enough for the league. Well, he's good enough for the league. And we have McDade as well, who is a star in the league, but he's not really good enough for Europe, is he? Now, the player that we do have coming in is Michael Sims. Now, is he good enough for Europe? You would suggest yes. He's got the finishing, the composure, the off-the-ball movement, and the teamwork. So there is a very good player in there. Now, if we were to compare him, and I know there was a request to do this, so we'll do this now. Compare him to some of the other strikers at the club. So let's start with McCracken. Sims in the green, McCracken in the blue. You can see Sims is more or less the better player, apart from pace, where McCracken has him covered. So that would suggest that maybe Sims would be the first choice guy in Europe, certainly over McCracken. But then if we go and compare Sims to Holder, Sims in the green again, Holder in the blue, we can see that it's much more even, but Holder is a little bit more rounded in that he's got the aerial threat as well. So, and Holder is also quicker. So if we could get Holder back, I think he would become the main guy, and Sims and McCracken would kind of act as his backup. Now, to compare Sims to Picasso, who he's basically replacing, again, Sims in the green, Picasso in the blue. Picasso is a little bit quicker, a little bit better vision, but everything else about the game is better for Sims. So I think overall it is a little bit of an upgrade signing Sims for Picasso. But all that being said, as good as Sims and McCracken look to be, I would still love to get a vent and holder type in, someone that's good in the air as well, and as well as having the finishing. If it's holder, fantastic. If it's somebody else, let me know what you guys think. But I do think we need that all-round threat. McCracken just doesn't quite have it at the same level, does he? And Sims is very similar, as we've just seen. Now, if we go and have a look at combine the reserves and the youth team here, so we can have a look at what we do have coming through. Now, ignore McCracken there. He was getting some match sharpness. But if we look at the potential guys we have coming through, Johnny Walker, great name. He came through, of course, this most recent season's intake. He is not ready for Europe yet. He is probably, to be fair, at 15, almost ready for the league. But we don't want to rush him. Ian Gray as a right back, he is potentially, well, he is better right now than Weatherup. Again, 15, he's not ready just yet, but he is a little bit of potential there. McPherson, we've already seen. He is what he is. We do still have Up Richard at the club. Now, I'm thinking maybe, we have a lot of strength already in midfield. Maybe we look to move him on. The other one is Budgie. Now, we had him out on loan this season. There is potential there, but if we're looking for an out-and-out right winger, I don't think he's our man, and with finishing of 8, composure of 9, I don't think he's a striker. So he's another one we might just look to move on. And then we're looking at guys that are potentially 3-star, and whilst they may turn into very good players for the league, they're not the sort of player that we're looking at to come in and get the job done in Europe for us in the future. So there's not bad players in the youth team, but there's certainly not that star player coming through that we can hang our hat on and kind of bank on them being a big player for us in Europe in the future. So that is the squad that we have as of now. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very big summer transfer window for us. And well, let me know what you guys would like to see us sign. Like I've already said what I think we need to do. And well, hopefully we'll be able to go and do that. I'm hoping next season won't be our last season. I'm hoping we'll be able to do at least one more. But as I've mentioned in the channel news update, we have bought a house. We're just waiting on the closing date. And that is going to be around the end of October-ish, I think. So it just depends. It just depends when that is. And well, at some point in October anyway, and how that's going to affect. Obviously, when I'm moving, I can't really record. But this brings us now to goal of the season. Now, as ever, I'll lead to the best 11 there, so you can see the best 11 that we have right now. Yeah, this brings us to the goal of the season competition. Now, the game gave it to McKay. I disagree with that, to be honest. But what we're going to do is there'll be that goal plus the 3 that I do deem worthy of goal of the season. And at the end of the little compilation, there's a link down the top of the description. Click on that, and we can decide which goal we think is our goal of the season. And before that, there will, of course, be the honourable mention. So until next time when we do the summer transfer special, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. Here are our best 4 goals from the 33-34 season. Don't forget to vote for your favorite.